No. You cannot have those. So offended. Hey nerds, what's up? Today's video is going to be a spoiler-free review on a book called The Order of Nature by Josh Scheinert, is I believe how you say his name. And I was sent this book in order in exchange for an honest review, so let's get right on into this. So I buddy read this book a few weeks ago now with Murphy over at Murphy Napier's. So I think that's how you say her name, Murphy. Please let me know if I'm saying it wrong. I'll link her down below and in the cards. So yeah, we read this book together, and Murphy's awesome, and the book was pretty freaking good. I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars, I think. I really liked it. I liked the plot, and I liked the characters were amazing. I loved the characters every minute. So this story follows a male couple that is that is living in Gambia, or the Gambia, and that is a country in West Africa. And in the Gambia, it is illegal to be homosexual, and by that it means that not only can you not get married or anything like it used to be here, but also that like if it is found that you're doing homosexual acts or having sexual intercourse with the same sex, then you can get like years of prison time. And so it follows an American man who is there for he's like volunteering at a school and doing work there, and then a Gambian man who is from a really small town and he moves to a bigger city. And yeah, the characters were so lovable, from the couple to the friends and the groups that were supportive throughout this. Like, just everyone in the story were really real, and I just loved all the characters. I do have to say that some of the writing in this really bothered me. There was an excessive amount of the word giggling, or giggled, or any form of the word giggle. That really annoyed me, but that's like a small thing. And I found the style of time jumps really disruptive. So they don't go in order. At the very beginning, in the first chapter, you do know that they are going to get caught. They get caught in the first chapter, and then it goes back. And I liked that aspect of it, but there were times in the story that was going back and forth between like past during their relationship and present during, like, since they've been arrested, and sometimes it was really disjointed. Or sometimes they would even go to the past of like talking about Thomas, which is the Gambian man in the relationship, Thomas's family, and like something that has happened before he ever met Andrew, which is the American man. And yeah, sometimes that was a little bit rough for me to like. It was just kind of like, oh, where are we? When are we? So that was one of the things that I didn't love about this story, was that writing style. But like, the sister was really great, and they did so many, like, there were so many moments in this that just like makes you question not only like the greater facts that like homosexuality is still really needs work throughout the world. Like, we have done a lot of work here in America, and there's still plenty more to do here, but there's way more to do elsewhere. But even with that being said, this does make you kind of look inward at like the stuff that we do, even though this is like an extreme story. But it was really good. And like it discusses a lot about like there are quite a few characters in this story that are good people that have bad ideas about homosexuality, and like they're good people who have just been entrenched in a belief that's negative. Like, there's this character who I thought was really fascinating, and his name is Mr. Jollo, and he is Andrew, the American's boss at the school. And he is like so kind and hardworking, and he wants all of the like kids in the schools to get their education, and he's super, you know, just like an awesome human being who's working so hard, and he never stops trying to make it better for, you know, the kids that are in his school and stuff. But then at the same time, he says shit like, Mr. Jollo, squinting very curiously through his glasses with his mouth partially open, turned to Andrew. Tell us, Andrew, why are Americans always going so crazy over homosexuals? Why do you make such a fuss about those people? And then he later says more things that are negative towards homosexuals. And so I thought that it was a really interesting point that Josh Scheinert did, in my opinion, a great job talking about, which is that, like, just because there's almost like this like crazy separation of like people can have horrible ideas about something that they've been taught that is horrible, like homosexuality or something like that, but then they still are overall good-hearted and kind. And so there's like a disconnect there between general truths about a person and then their individual thoughts on one particular or two particular ideologies, basically. And I thought that that was really interesting topic that got brought up in this story. It was really fascinating. I loved the sister in this story too. She's just, Andrew's whole family is so supportive and they made me cry. They were so cute. So yeah, this story does have a big trigger warning for rape, sexual assault, and all of those types of like abuse, and just like there's at least one really big chapter that deals with abuse and brutality, and so if that is going to make you uncomfortable, there is a trigger warning for that. So just know that that's in there. But overall, I think that this was a really important story. I think Josh Scheinert overall did an amazing job bringing up this really sensitive topic and doing it well, in my opinion. I didn't love some of the writing. It was a little choppy at times, but overall I think that this was a really good story and I'm really glad that I read it. And also I had a really great time reading it with Murphy. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on this book. I hope that you pick it up. I hope that you want to pick it up. If you don't want to, that's okay, you don't have to, but let me know in the comments if you plan to, and I will be sure to direct you to a place you can find this book if you want to. Yeah, and yeah, I think that is all of my thoughts on this book. Let me know in the comments down below, like I said, if you want to pick up this book. Hit this video, give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I would really appreciate it. And if you want to be notified every time I post a video, you can hit that little bell down there. I post on Mondays and Fridays usually. And I will see you guys very soon with a new video. Bye!